Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an energy update for our beautiful collective here. So if you would like me to channel a specific message for you or your situation, be sure to tune your energy into this channel and into this video by liking the video and also double checking to make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. As I was getting ready to do this reading this morning, I kept hearing two things. One was two souls that can't leave each other alone. So for many of you listening, there may be some other person. I heard soul contract. So you absolutely have a soul contract with this person that runs really deep. And because of this, you find yourselves coming back to each other over and over again. The word toxic came out. And also I keep seeing people on the outskirts of your connection, energetically speaking, outsiders who are looking into this situation. I wanted to call it a relationship, but it may or may not have actually ever been a relationship in the physical 3D world. But there is this deep soul bond, and I sense others looking at this situation externally might judge it as somehow being toxic, or they might look at it and wonder, how is it possible that these two people keep coming back to each other over and over and over again? I hear someone saying you're not good for each other. So you may have had friends or relatives, people in your life, or people in both of your lives even tell you that you aren't a match, aren't good for each other, or that something about your connection is toxic. And yet my guides are showing me this soul tethering between you that keeps pulling you back together over and over again. Recently with this person, with the 10 of Swords card coming up here, this card really stands for saying goodbye, severing ties, hitting a rock bottom. I'm hearing letting something go. And this segues me into the second thing that I kept hearing preparing for this reading, which is every time I cut the cords, I start crying. I don't know why I heard that, but that could be literal. Someone really could have tried to do some kind of a cord cutting ritual between their soul and this person's soul, and they might find themselves literally getting really emotional around doing this ritual. But this also could be symbolic, more abstract, speaking to the fact that whenever you try to leave this person or say goodbye, you find yourself feeling so much pain, so much, I'm hearing intense, prolonged emotion that doesn't really seem to subside or go away. And it's because there's something deeper going on here between yourself and this person. And that's what I want to read into to start off this reading now. Of course, it's very possible other messages might come through during the reading, because that does often happen. But I'm going to use this connection I'm picking up on here as a jumping off point. Now, do keep in mind that throughout these readings, I do channel many different people and informational pieces, different connections. So always take only what resonates with you at a soul level, really using your intuition as your highest guide through life and through these readings. The other card to come out here is the Four of Swords in the upright position. This is really interesting. The words coming through from this card are overwhelming, but also sanctuary. And this is a really strange message, because what I feel between you and this person is that I hear someone saying, you are my sanctuary, you are my safe place, you are my home. And I'm feeling a lot of tingling in the crown chakra and around the third eye, which tells me that you're Your energy body is very much connected with this person, and also the bond you share is highly spiritual. I feel this could have sparked a spiritual awakening for one or both of you that may still be in the process of unfolding. There's something highly spiritual about your connection, and your intuition is involved here as well. I feel it's your intuition that brought you together. We have the King of Pentacles in the upright position. So what I'm picking up on from the masculine in this situation, I'm also seeing the number 4 for someone. Do keep in mind that these labels, masculine and feminine, can of course apply to either gender. They are not restricted to a particular gender. But I'm getting from this King of Pentacles card, there's a masculine energy here who is someone who already is very established in the physical material world, very what we consider to be successful in the traditional sense. Or if they aren't successful traditionally yet, they are really on the rise. I see someone climbing a corporate ladder, on the rise in potentially their career, very established in what they do. And the word traditional also keeps coming out here. So this person might be someone who has a very traditional mindset, raised in a very traditional way for some of them, or works some kind of a traditional job or career. There's something about them that feels very much plugged into the matrix of our physical 3D world. They might be at times erring on the side of being a little bit overly focused on finances, on career, or at least from the perspective of, I'm picking up on a woman or a feminine energy around this masculine, which could be you listening to this reading. You may resonate as the feminine in this situation, or this could be a sister, a mother, a partner, a friend, someone in their life. But regardless, I'm sensing a feminine energy around them that sees them as potentially being a little too focused on their work, their career, or on this physical 3D world, and a very rigid concept of what success looks like in this world. But I don't feel that message will be for everyone, so only take that if it connects with you. The interesting thing about this person is I feel, especially on the part of the feminine here, it feels like from the feminine's perspective, this masculine is both her sanctuary, but also a source of stress and anxiety for her in some way. So I want to read into why the feminine here is feeling stressed and anxious or overwhelmed by this connection or by this masculine. Wow, okay, so we have Ace of Cups reversed, and this can stand for blocked emotions, feeling like something is conceived but never fully brought into being. So energetically, it might feel as though from the feminine's perspective with this masculine, there is the conception in the energetic and emotional realm of this beautiful potential 3D connection or relationship that really struggles to fully ground itself or fully materialize itself. And I feel this causing a lot of sadness or pain for the feminine involved here. Also, with these blocked or repressed emotions coming up here, this could be the higher self of the feminine in this situation, being aware that the masculine here is not fully connected with his own emotions, repressing these emotions in some way, or not fully expressing them. I'm getting that the feminine here, for some listening, might have a love language that really strongly includes words of affirmation. She is someone who really likes to hear vocally how someone feels about her in words. And the masculine here might be hesitant or be repressed from fully expressing in words how he's feeling. So in that sense, there's like this, well, what other people would see as a mismatch. For some reason, I'm hearing someone here may have advised you, feminine. This might be a friend, a therapist, someone in your life may have told you that your love language with this person was very much disaligned, that you have very different ways of being, of expressing your love. They may have even told you that these differences were so great it would be difficult to make this connection work. But I don't know who I'm speaking to here. And I also know that even though I'm speaking from this potential third person's perspective, the higher level soul's truth is, and I just felt this wave of emotion, there is a reason that your soul keeps coming back to this person. Again, there is a very deep soul contract here. You aren't going crazy. And I felt the need to say that because I do feel that someone at times, especially a feminine tuning in here, might quite literally feel as though she is losing her mind, which isn't the case. And the reason she feels this way is because she feels constantly pulled back to someone or something within this connection that others perceive as being a mismatch to her or being bad for her, not being right for her. And I also sense the feminine here is someone that typically is very, very introspective and has typically very high standards within friendships, relationships, connections. And it almost feels as though the masculine has violated some of those boundaries or not met some of those 3D standards in the past or in the present. And yet this feminine finds herself continuously coming back, and it's almost like she's spinning her wheels in her mind, wondering why do I continuously come back to this person? I have higher standards than this. There may be something about this masculine who isn't even traditionally her type or not someone that she would find herself so strongly pulled to, and yet there is this pull. And I feel, again, there's a higher level truth here about something that the two of you came to teach each other. I'm hearing something along the lines of, we heal through and expand through one another and through our connection. So in the extended version of this reading, I will be channeling more into what emotions the masculine here is repressing, because that's a very strong message coming through, that this masculine is repressing a lot of emotions. I keep seeing these emotions bubbling up and then him putting up a wall, almost like a dam in a river to hold back the emotions. So the extended reading of this video will be available on Patreon, and I will leave a link to the extended reading in the pinned comments and description box under this video for those of you who feel guided to listen to those more detailed extended messages. But for now, I am going to move a bit forward into this reading. And it's really interesting because as I was beginning to sense into the masculine's energy in this situation a bit more deeply, the Page of Pentacles reverse came out. And this card can stand for, I'm hearing someone who is spiritually immature, someone who doesn't fully appreciate what they have within a relationship or a connection. And I see this applying to this masculine's energy or how he behaves in the 3D world at times. So I am going to be reshuffling the cards here. And I want to get some more details on what is going on with this masculine. How or what does the masculine not appreciate here? Ace of Cups. This is so interesting because this card came out just a moment ago in the reverse position, and I said this stood for the sadness, the pain that a feminine here was feeling because she felt as though the love she was giving out was not being equally reciprocated. And I feel a feminine saying, I am pouring out my love until I feel empty. And this may have even led to that Ten of Swords moment where there was this dead end or this sense of rock bottom or this feeling of I need to walk away or separate myself from this person or relationship. And in fact, the feminine may have done this in the 3D physical world. There's just this consistent soul pull back. And so with the masculine here, the Ace of Cups stands for new beginnings, new connections, moving forward in love, celebrating. And I feel that there's something preventing this situation from moving into something new at this moment in time. It feels almost like something that's stuck in a loop or in some kind of a rut. And I feel that for some masculines who I'm tuning into here, this may not be for all masculines, but we do have the Hierophant card, and this does stand for tradition, for institution, for that very traditional minded societal programming we pick up in our physical lifetime. And I feel, for some reason, I keep hearing the word maybe. So a masculine here may have had a kind of maybe vibe with a divine feminine, like he won't fully give a yes or a no. He kind of seems to be sitting on the fence or keeping things in limbo. Again, representing this block to fully moving into this new beginning, into this new relationship or connection. And some of this might stem from being overly attached on the part of the masculine to convention, being afraid to go against the grain, to go against what he knows, what he's been taught, how he's lived his life. I keep hearing fear of breaking tradition or breaking convention. So for some listening, I'm hearing that specifically for some of you, this may be a twin flame connection, and this will not necessarily be for everyone, so only take it as it resonates with you. This also could be a very deep soulmate bond. There is absolutely some form of deep soul contract between yourself and this person, but only you and your own intuition can know exactly what this is. Now, what I am getting is that there may be someone in this situation who's very traditional, who very much has conformed in their life. And I keep hearing something about their family's wishes or their parents' wishes. So that will only be for a small group of people. But for someone in this situation may be afraid to go against how they were raised, go against their family, go against tradition. For some, this even could be a religion. I'm sensing that for some, this could be that by pursuing you, divine feminine, or this connection, they will have to go against the wishes of their family, their parents. They might have already been in a different relationship. I'm hearing with someone who fit better into that old convention, that tradition that they were raised with, but it's not who their heart truly wants or desires. I don't know who I'm speaking to there. I feel that for someone listening, there's been someone who tried to date or pursue other relationships with someone that their parents would approve of, or their culture would approve of, or something along those lines, but their heart really wants this other person who, by being with them, they feel like they are needing to break away from convention or from their old ways of thinking or being. And I hear this person saying, I just want to break free of all of those old conventions and the way I was raised, the way I was taught, which is really suffocating my soul. And I want to run off into the sunset with you. I don't know why I'm hearing that specifically for someone here. So a masculine in this situation might be in the field of science, mathematics, aviation. I don't know who I'm speaking to here, but that could just be for a small group of people. This also could be someone who is traveling quite a bit at this point or moving around quite a bit, but that won't connect with everyone listening, so only take it as it resonates. But I feel that, and I am kind of getting a little bit of a preview here into what the extended reading will be, because there's so many messages there coming through from this masculine. I can already tell about his feelings toward this situation and towards you, divine feminine. But I will say that for some listening, there may have been a feminine here expecting some kind of communication from this masculine, expecting some kind of movement forward that may have not happened. And where I see this masculine being at is very much in his mind. I sense that he is planning something in his head, conceiving of some kind of an idea of how to move this forward in his mind, but not fully acting on it yet. It's almost like preparing himself mentally to do something And I sense that even if there's a separation in the physical world, you, Divine Feminine, are feeling this masculine very much in his head about you, planning, heavily thinking about you. You're feeling this. Also, I keep picking up that this masculine is very protective of you, wants to protect you, wants to protect your heart, feels... For some, this may even manifest a bit as jealousy if they see you moving on or dating other people or with someone else, or just when they think of the idea of that happening, even if you aren't doing that at this moment in time, it causes them to feel, that's the word I was looking for, territorial. It's almost like they feel like you are yours or you are theirs and they are yours. It's like they can sense this bond between the two of you, and yet there is this hesitation at fully moving forward in action. There is this potential sitting on the fence here. Now, we do have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright position, and I feel that whereas the Page of Swords represents the masculine energy at this time, very much in his head, planning, feeling this protectiveness toward you, Divine Feminine, but not necessarily doing anything about it at the time, still in this kind of planning phase, this, what my guides are wanting to call an initiation phase. Whereas you, Divine Feminine, are in, I'm hearing in your golden era, whatever that means for some of you, but in this prosperous era, really going through a major glow up spiritually, emotionally, physically, undergoing this glow up, so to speak, in the energetic realm, but this is beginning to manifest and reflect itself in the physical world, or it will soon if it hasn't yet for you. The key word representing your current energetic state, Divine Feminine, is abundance. You are beginning to embody this very limitless, very abundant energy. And through that practice of releasing all of those inner limitations, which are really the only thing that manifests or attracts or creates external, what we perceive to be limitations, it all comes from those limitations within our mindset, within our subconscious, our energy field. And I sense you, Divine Feminine, doing that energy work either subconsciously or consciously, which is opening you up in such a powerful way. You are someone with the Knight of Swords upright who is attracting in a lot into your life very quickly. And I just feel your spirit guide saying, you have this powerful magnetic energy around you, and you are going to attract, to create, to get what you want in life. It's such a blunt message, but I keep hearing them say you're going to get what you want because you've done the energy work within yourself. You've shifted within yourself. But the beautiful thing is, you are also someone who is very, very in tune with her own emotions, someone who is a very nurturing, uplifting influence on those around you. But at the same time, again, someone, I keep hearing business savvy. So for some of you, you could be involved in a business or financial endeavor. You really have it all is what I'm getting from you, Divine Feminine. And yet there are these anxieties coming up with Nine of Swords in the upright position. And this speaks to a breaking point, feeling overwhelmed, feeling afraid. It's this ironic energy where you are, Divine Feminine, attracting so much opportunity into your life very quickly. You are in a very magnetic, very abundant energy, but at the same time, you are feeling this internal conflict within yourself over certain things in your life. And this is causing you at times anxiety. It's causing these fears to surface. And I do see that in part these anxieties are regarding this masculine. It feels like there is this trying to figure out the meaning of this deep soul connection you feel through the mind, but the mind is never capable of fully getting to the bottom of this because there really is no bottom. It's this kind of never-ending, ongoing, very fluid soul connection that you share with this person. So I am going to be channeling more messages for you in the extended reading, Divine Feminine, from your guides, from your higher self, whatever spiritual or divine forces you personally connect with. And these messages are going to be really whatever comes through, whatever you need to hear at this time, but especially related to anxieties coming up, or feelings of internal conflict, especially if you are feeling these anxieties or internal conflicts about this masculine that we've been channeling through this reading. So those messages will be in the extended reading, which is in the pinned comments and description box under this video. But I want to go ahead and channel into what is the meaning of your soul contract or your soul connection with this person, because that keeps coming through so strongly, and we haven't really yet dove into beyond all of this confusion in the physical world, beyond what other people might think or say about your connection, or even how you will feel about it at times yourself when you get very in your head, when you feel these anxieties coming up. I want to know, what is the true meaning of the soul connection that you share with this person? And I'm going to pull a few cards from the traditional tarot, and I may pull some energy oracle cards as well. Okay, so we have Page of Wands and King of Swords. And I feel this representing the masculine side of the equation here when it comes to the meaning of your connection. So I'm now going to pull 2 cards for the feminine side. Okay, so on the masculine side, we have truth and enthusiasm, the King of Swords, and the Page of Wands. And so for the masculine in this soul connection, because of course every soul contract has 2 sides, we are here to teach each other, to, as some beautifully say, to walk each other back home. And I'm getting chills all over, because I feel that within this deep soul connection, this confusing and yet powerful and ancient and inspiring and painful soul connection, it has so many sides. It's so multifaceted. I feel that on the masculine side, there's a transformation taking place. I feel that the masculine here is someone who has, through his life experiences, become very logical, someone who has denied his own emotional expression in order to try and look at things objectively and to make objective decisions. But when it comes to you, divine feminine, rationality, logic goes entirely out the window, because what he is realizing through this soul connection is that not all decisions can be made through the mind, and that actually some decisions have already been made through the soul for us and for our lifetime prior to incarnating here. And that he can't fight destiny, he can't fight his own spiritual nature or where his emotions are guiding him with cold, hard logic and reason. And this realization is actually, with the King of Wands upright, turning him into a profound leader in a spiritual and in a worldly 3D sense as well, because you, divine feminine, are teaching him through him experiencing a connection to you he cannot explain through his mind, that pulls him back in over and over, regardless of what he says or communicates in 3D. He is learning the role of the heart in decision making and in his life. And he is learning to balance this natural logic and this natural rationality with his own emotionality, his internal emotional compass. This connection is transforming him at a very deep core level in this way. It's balancing him out. But at this time, with the Hanged Man, I see him being in this limbo state process, this limbo state stage of the inner spiritual transformation that you, divine feminine, have sparked within him. he is going from being someone who is turned in, someone who is very self-focused, someone who is focused on his own achievement, his own goals and desires, to being someone who, yes, achieves that success as a natural byproduct of their balanced and powerful and awakened, healed, energetic state, but also someone who inspires other people, someone who is a true leader, not because they lead through control, but they lead through being a light, being an inspiration in this world. And all of this together tells me, Divine Feminine, you have sparked a spiritual awakening within this masculine that is well underway. And that is why you find yourselves coming back to each other, because you have catalyzed each other in really profound spiritual ways. And you know that regardless of who you connect with or where you go, your souls are always hungry for each other, because they're hungry for the expansion and the evolution you find within each other. In fact, I'm seeing this visual where it's like you might find yourself kind of coming back with this person, having an intense, explosive connection, or even a conversation, seeing them even for just a few seconds. And regardless of how long you may have connected in the physical world, those few moments or days or months or years together push you into this next level of expansion. But then you might find that at times you pull away from each other in the physical, and there may be times where you are each focused on different things in the physical world, allowing those transformations to take place. But then once again, when your souls are ready for that next level of expansion, that next level of evolution, you find yourselves pulled magnetically back together once again. And of course, we have the Two of Cups, but it's in the reverse position. So I could be speaking to twin flames who are in a period of 3D physical separation. If not twin flames, I sense that there is a lot of potential life partner energy from you and this person. I keep hearing someone's soul here say, we are meant to be together in this lifetime. So it could be that part of the reason you feel this pull back to each other over and over is because your souls contracted to live a life together in this incarnation, to be together. I'm seeing a blackbird for some reason, a crow or something, to be together in this lifetime. And because this is part of the soul contract you've created, although of course we do have free will and we can choose to exercise this free will however we choose in our lifetime. But when we exercise our free will counter to our soul's blueprint, which includes these soul contracts, such as the one I'm channeling here between you and this person, what happens is we feel the pull back. We always feel the pull to those true soul intentions. So again, this won't be for everyone. Your soul knows if this is for you, but for many of you, there may be, as part of your contract, this deep soul intention to do something together in this life, to create a connection together, a family, a business, a relationship, to do something very much in partnership or jointly together in this lifetime. And for you, Divine Feminine, we have the cards King of Pentacles, the Star, and the Moon. As far as your side of this soul contract, what this soul contract is bringing to you. And with this King of Pentacles card, I'm hearing like building an empire. You are someone who was meant to do something of immense value in this lifetime. And your soul has known this because from a young age, whoever I'm speaking to here, this might be just a subset of people here, you will know if this is for you. But from a young age, this Divine Feminine always had a dream of either starting a business, having a lot of money, being famous, being a celebrity. You may have daydreamed about these things. And these weren't just pure wishes or dreams. This was actually your soul whispering to you, telling you, in this incarnation, we are meant to do something. There's something about what you are going to do or what you are in process of doing, Divine Feminine, that is highly visible. You are meant to be seen. That is the message coming through, whether that's as a public figure, as someone who attracts fame or success in that sense, or as someone who is creating something that others are seeing in the world and feeling inspired by. And I see that this is part of your unique soul intentions, and that through your connection with this divine masculine, I just felt a wave of emotion, because this divine masculine actually has helped you unconsciously to align with that aspect of your soul's blueprints for this life. They've helped to spark something within you. I'm hearing that for some of you. This may have actually come through pain. So I don't know who I'm speaking to, but for someone here, it's almost as though this masculine may have caused you feelings of pain, hurt. They may, like emotionally, they may have caused you to feel really destabilized in certain ways in your life. But this destabilization or this confusion may have actually pushed you to create something beautiful from the pain, from the confusion. It may have pushed you within yourself in a really profound way that is and has been aligning you with these really high level aspects of yourself, which are putting you on this path to great success in your life. Again, attracting this success, fame, a sense of accomplishment. Perhaps it's set you on a path to building some kind of an empire for yourself because it moved you so deeply. It may have just inspired you at a deep emotional level to encounter this other aspect of your soul, to see your core soul frequency or a very similar frequency, depending on whether this is a twin flame or a soulmate, incarnated physically in this other human being. It was such a profound experience that it has so deeply aligned you with this path you are now on that is so magnificent. Also, I feel that there is a very mutual sparking of a spiritual awakening between these two souls. And with the Seven of Wands in the reverse position, I see that through this connection, this masculine divine feminine may have pushed you to confront limiting beliefs about yourself, about your life. This may just be speaking to the fact that they sparked a spiritual awakening that caused you to question everything you thought you knew about yourself, your life, relationships. I feel like this person has caused you to become very introspective and to have the courage to face down limiting beliefs within yourself. I'm hearing to question everything I thought I knew. Also, this connection has radically increased your sense of intuition with the moon. It's possible that this person in the physical, things may have even happened that caused you to feel a pang of intuition about this masculine in the physical, or about this connection that you didn't want to listen to or you didn't want to hear. But it may have forced you to really fully connect with that intuitive voice within yourself, to trust your emotional guidance, to trust the intuition within you. Again, even through pain, there is this theme of like, through pain comes radical transformation. And that might be a lot of what your connection has been for the both of you. And I see that now, once again, divine feminine, we have this Knight of Swords upright, big changes and opportunities beginning to move forward very quickly, because I feel that energetically and subconsciously, this masculine entering your life has broken you out of very deep subconscious ruts and patterns that were actually limiting you, that were holding you back. So, wow, very, very powerful messages coming through about your soul contract with this person. And in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling higher self-love messages from both the masculine and the feminine in this situation to each other. I will also be channeling more of what each of them is feeling, thinking, and experiencing at this time, even the things they might not be communicating fully to one another. But for now, I am going to close this reading. It is getting a little bit long. I just got so enthralled with your energy and the messages that were coming through from reading your energy. So I really do hope this reading connected with someone who needed a message here today. And if you do feel resonance with the reading, I would love if you could leave me a comment under this video. Let me know what connected with you personally. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. I post a lot of inspirational updates, messages, quotes, and material through my Instagram, especially for those of you who resonate or connect here as twin flames, which of course only you can know whether you're on a twin flame path. But I do know that for many who do align with and connect with this channel, there is some twin flame dynamic in your life as well. So the final card here that we have is 1, and I'm going to just read a little bit from the guidebook here. I have abolished duality from myself. I have seen the two worlds as one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, and one I call Rumi. And I have to tell you, just reading that poem, all I could think is that is the summation. If there was a summary for what the soul contract between you and this person means and has done for both of you, it would be that it has abolished duality from the self. It's caused you to open up to the concept of oneness through experiencing a connection where you feel so deeply intertwined and interconnected with someone who you may at times be experiencing the illusion of separation with in the physical world. So with that being said, I'm going to close this reading here. I will be channeling more in-depth details, information, and messages now in the extended reading. So the link to the extended reading on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Otherwise, I am wishing you a beautiful start to your week, and I will talk to you again in Wednesday's reading.